Hi, everybody. Coach Allison back, and I believe we're in week 8, yes, of Defy aging. This week's a little different, so I think it's going to be a little fun, a little different, and I hope you enjoy it. So we do have a standard circuit with the stations set up and they're rotating like usual. However, pardon me, each station is set up as a superset. We have done something like this in the past, but it's been a while. A superset is 2 exercises you do back to back with as little rest as possible. So each station is actually made up of kind of 2 exercises. The work time is set up as 60 seconds, but at the 40-second mark of that 60 seconds, you're going to switch from exercise 1 to exercise 2. At each station, exercise 1 is going to be a strength or a balance move, one of the two. Exercise 2 is going to be a cardio move. So there's that consistency with the workouts this week. Okay, there's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, there's 5 stations, but really there's kind of a total of 10 exercises because, again, each station has 2 exercises at it. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. Again, so the work amount of time of work is a total of 60 seconds. 40 seconds of that will be your strength or balance move. 20 seconds of that will be your cardio move. And then after that, you'll get a 40-second rest to take your break and to rotate. So you do get a pretty good rest time. We'll go through that all for 3 rounds. All right, let's go through our 10 exercises. I'll try my best to keep it short, but we know that never happens. Okay, so exercise 1 is a thruster. I think we haven't done this for a while, but it's also called a squat press. Have weight in each hand, but I want you to keep a neutral grip, meaning the palms stay turned in towards each other. And you want the weights at your shoulder height, but not physically resting on your shoulders, so do hover them up just a little bit. Now, going into the squat is the tricky part here, because when you go down with weights in this position, pardon me, the weights do kind of want to fall like this. So you have to use a lot of spine strength, for lack of a better phrasing, strength in your back, and a lot of strength in your shoulders and core, abs, to keep these weights here and not let them fall down here. So it's actually a lot of shoulder, probably primary. And when you come up, you can use some momentum to pop those weights overhead. That's the thruster part. So all together, squat and pop those weights up. So it's all one smooth move. Okay, that's the thruster. And then I'll try to keep the 2 things together. Exercise 2 at that station is a skater. So the cardio move, the thing you're going to switch to at the 40-second mark, is a skater, which we haven't done for a while. I don't know if I gave myself enough space here. There's a bench right here. Yes. So slow motion and breaking it down into kind of pieces. You're starting with a wide stance. You're going to take one leg, bring it back behind, kind of tap the toe back there. Sort of like an exaggerated curtsy. So a curtsy kind of like this, but but that gives you the visual. But it's exaggerated. I'm turning my hips, so I'm allowing like this turn like this to really reach that leg back. But you do want to stay, now I'm progressing it, you do want to stay as low as possible. If you're able to get that hand to the floor, now I'm getting super low, reaching my hand to the floor. That's great, but that was all progressively getting harder the lower I got. So start up taller. You can put your hands wherever. Hands in your hips is fine. Hands just kind of floating in the air is fine. You can progress speed and or you can progress depth, so range of motion. So you progress either or both of those at the rate that's appropriate for you. So you add speed and or you add getting lower as you are ready for that. So again, all together, reaching lower and lower towards the floor. You do need to have some of this movement in your hips. If you don't, you're going to get all jumbled up with your legs and you can only reach your legs so far back if you don't allow some hip movement here, okay? So it's been a while since we've done that. Let's work on it. We do have 3 chances throughout the workout to work on our skaters. Next is a TRX wide row. So we're going to, before I even grab it, I'm going to grab it with an overhand grip as opposed to neutral, palms facing down. And we're going to come into a wide position like this at the back end of the movement like this. Okay, so I just wanted to show you it in this position so you could see better. So grab those TRX straps. You know how these work. The lower you step, the harder it is. So if you step up like this, it'll be a little lighter for you. Pull your body in, and can you tell how I'm keeping that arm movement that I just showed you? Try not to let those elbows fall down here. Okay, so we want to keep those elbows flaring outward. The elbows should be at the same height as your shoulder for this version of the wide row. So if your elbows are down here, they're not now at the same height as my shoulders. That's a good way to kind of keep yourself in check with this wide row. You want to be, as you pull up, you want to be squeezing back here, squeeze those shoulder blades together. And again, my elbows are at the same height as my shoulders. Now they're not, so that's something to keep in mind. Second exercise, with this, at that 40-second mark, you'll switch to jumping jacks. So just drop the TRX at that 40-second mark, go into jumping jacks. And if we are leaving out the jump, totally fine. An option for you is going to be our step jack. I want you to try to take the full step as opposed to doing a tap. Tap is okay. In my opinion, you do get a little more work out of the full step because you are physically moving your body left to right versus tapping left to right. So you're going to get just a little more work, burn those few extra calories, get a little more work on your heart, lungs, body. So step jacks were an alternative, or jumping jacks. Station 3, the first exercise, contralateral, or sorry, kettlebell, contralateral single leg balance, long name. So we've got our kettlebell for the weight. Contralateral kind of means opposing sides, for lack of a better explanation. So the side with the kettlebell, you're going to be balancing on the opposite leg. Now you might try lifting up. You might try balancing on the same side leg and say, hey, this is easier. I know that. That's why we're doing it the other way. So because you have weight pulling you down on one side and you're counterbalancing that. You're trying to balance on the other side. So it does take more work to do this. That's why we're doing it this way. Look at me. I'm all over the place. See? It's okay. So your coach might put this station somewhere near the timer so you can kind of watch it yourself, because your coach does have to keep their eye on a lot of things, or they'll call out when it's time to switch. For this one, at the 20-second mark, you'll switch sides, because then at the 40-second mark, you still have to switch to that cardio move. So there's a lot of switching going on for this particular station. So 20 seconds on each side of this. Then at the 40-second mark, our cardio move is going to be a medicine ball slam, which we all know and love because we do it quite frequently, right? And going back to that balancing one for a sec, definitely okay to use something for balance. Come up near a wall and place your hand on it. I recommend, though, a wall is great because you can't grab anything with a wall. The best you can do is kind of lay your hand against it, right? When you're using something for balance assistance, when you're trying to get better at the balance, it's best to just use a little bit of help. You don't want anything, in my opinion, and what I've learned, you don't want anything that you can just grab, 100% grab like this, because that's just holding you up then. And yeah, you have the one foot on the ground, but you're not really training it to get any better. Now, if you have like a bar like this, but you kind of do like fingertip, great, because then you have a little assistance, but you're not holding on for dear life. So use a little assistance if you need. That's completely fine, but use as little assistance as you need. Next up is another kettlebell. It's going to be a kneeling kettlebell halo. It's going to be on your knees in a tall kneeling position like this, so we're not kind of slumped down like that. Want bell up for a halo, so flip that bell up, turn it at an angle so you can kind of see better. For our halo, we go around the head. Oh shoot, I have these pokey hair clips in, so that was a very bad decision for this one. It's a good thing you get this video ahead of time, so anyone with long hair pulling it back, don't use a big pokey hair clip like this. So back to the exercise. Around the head, back to the front. You're going to switch direction each time just to make sure we're getting an even amount of direction left and right, and that way you don't have to worry about the clock switching halfway through or anything. So we'll just alternate direction each rep. So with the point with a halo, it's a lot of shoulder, not just strength, but mobility as well. So we're trying to keep it low and tight. into the body, into the head. Meaning we don't want to have it way out here and we don't want to have it high up. So low and tight. That goes for when it's in front and in back of you. So when it's behind you, try to get it down here as low as you can. And we're trying to keep it tight into the head. Okay? That's our halo. Oh, and the second exercise. Oh yeah. And anyone staying off the knees, we're going to do the other alternative seated instead of standing. Believe it or not, this is a little bit high. It's just what I have here. So you'll do a regular bench or box, but you do get more core work when you're in a seated position like this, trying to sit up really tall. So you do want good posture. You do get more core work with this as an alternative than you do standing. Like try it yourself. Try seated and then standing. Once you stand up and do that, all that work you felt right here stabilizing when you were seated goes away. So the alternative, I know it seems counterintuitive because you're like, I'm just sitting. Isn't standing more work on your body? And like typically, yes, but when you add that upper body movement, when you're seated, trying to maintain good posture, it activates all of these muscles much more. So that's going to be the alternative. And then that cardio move that we're going to go into right after is mountain climbers. So you can do incline or flat. Incline would be hands on some sort of incline surface like this. You want to make sure that you still have a good diagonal body position, meaning, so we're trying to avoid this. Hands are directly, for the most part, directly under shoulders. So you see how I have a little tiny bit of an angle here, but we just want to avoid like this much. That's too much. Okay, and mountain climbers. You can run them. Okay, you can jump them. You're switching like this. Or you can tap one at a time. Well, obviously one at a time. But you probably noticed with all three of those options, my body position stayed in the right position. So I didn't kind of revert to like my hips being up and my body shifting back here, right? So you want to keep that nice diagonal body position at all times. You can progress these to full floor mountain climbers. That's the hardest way to do them. You can still do all those options, run them, jump them, or tap. It's going to be a little more shoulder work, a lot more core work. It's going to be a more advanced option. Okay, so that is that station. I feel like we haven't used the band for a while. The last station is a band step curl for the first exercise. You can do one step each way or two and let you decide. Have a little, your choice. So you'll take one or two steps and then give me one good strong curl. Step. And let's go back right and left. If you're doing one step, it'll look like this, obviously. Get a good full curl. Don't go, too fast. Pace yourself. Work on a big step. The steps are working kind of your glute, hip, and piriformis area here. And obviously the curls are working your biceps. Make sure you have the band in the arch of the foot. Or if you have shoes without high arches like mine, at least just eyeball it right in the center of your foot because we don't want it to be too far. If it's too far at the toes and you try to take a step and your foot slips off, it can get a little dangerous. We don't want that. So right in the center of your foot, keep your ankle nice and sturdy and firm because we do want to really dig the corner of the foot. So right the corner of the shoe, maybe corner is not the best word, but the edge of the shoe. Want to dig that in so it stretches the band. What we don't want to do is slide the foot along the band like this, see? That's what we don't want to do, but instead, dig that edge of the foot into the band and stretch it. That's how you get those muscles working. Okay? At that 40-second mark, you're going to lay your band down like this. We're going to do front to back hops over the band. Okay? You can that was on the quicker side. Take your time. If you want to go just a little bit slower, use the arms for a little momentum, little wind up, totally fine. I want you to use the band. The point of that is to sort of better train your body to pick up your feet. If you do jump and I tried to hit it. Okay, I didn't hit it. If you run into the band and like move it, that's fine. Just reach down, fix it. And now you kind of know that you just got to go a little bit higher next time. Okay, training us to pick up our feet. If we're avoiding that impact or if we're not doing jumps for our own personal reasons, we're gonna do more of a one leg hop type of puddle hop. It's softer, it's gentler. You're still getting that cardio, which is what we really are going for here. But it's taking that impact a little bit more out of the equation. So those are our two options for that cardio move. All right, so that's the main workout. The team builder is all one big team relay. So we're not competing against two separate teams. We're gonna do a tank relay. So we're gonna use this tank behind us that all of our clubs have. All of the clients as one big team are gonna take turns pushing down and back. Your coach is going to time how long that takes, and I'll let the coach explain what we're gonna do with that time. So that is our team builder, a little bit of fun with the tank. Okay, and that is week 8. I hope everyone enjoys this superset little change with our circuits, a little bit different, and I'll see you back for week 9.